Have you ever thought of using confusion in order to convey your safety ideas and procedures and premises more effectively? One of the things you can do, and audiences come to meetings with certain expectations. There's things they're used to. I was speaking at a utility in Northern California, and the meeting was going to be held, and it was a public utility, and the meeting was going to be held in the room that they use for their board meetings each month. This room has all the chairs facing in one direction toward the front where the board sits, where the flags are and everything else. And everybody there is used to coming to this meeting, sitting there, bored because they have to be there. They're a staff person, they have to be at the meeting, and they have to be there for the 1 minute they give a report or are there to answer a question if one of the board members has that. But it's not a positive situation for them. I knew going into the room that their minds are always, okay, we're going to sit here for an hour and be bored. The same thing can happen when you have safety meetings that are always set up the same way. The room is exactly the same, the deck, everything in the room, and people's minds are, oh, this is going to be the same thing as usual. So what I did was I told them, I said, could we take and turn all the chairs 90 degrees? And we turned the chairs 90 degrees so that now everybody was facing the side wall. We set up a table there so I could put my props on it. As you know, I do magic during the presentations. And we set that up in that position, turned the chairs, and it was fascinating to watch people come in the room. As they walked in the room, they looked toward the front of the room, saw the chairs, turned to the side, and turned their heads like this. A little slight bit of confusion. I bet you've seen your dog do that, right? Your dog will look confused and tilt their head. People do it also. You can watch, it's interesting. And they walked in the room and they kind of looked confused, and then they went to take a seat. Their mindset that normally happens when they walk in that room, that they're looking to the front and everything else, it was totally shaken up. They didn't have any preconceived notions as to what was going to happen. In fact, in their mind, what they were thinking is, I wonder what's going on. I wonder what's going to happen. And there's an interesting thing I learned when I studied hypnosis. When you create a state of confusion like that, and people are going, what's going to happen or what's happening here? Their mind is searching for answers, and actually their unconscious mind becomes very receptive to what you're going to say. I use that in my presentations when I do a magic trick. I'll do a magic trick. Most of the time when you finish a magic trick, people are confused. They're like, what happened or how did he do that? And that open-mindedness of trying to find out the solution to something applies to everything that's said right after it. And so you can use the same technique by just stirring things up a little bit at the meeting, have things in a different order than usual, have the room layout differently. Whatever it would take, change a little bit so that people's minds are taken a little off guard, and it'll make your presentation much more effective. Don't miss out. Be sure to hit the red button on the lower right and subscribe. That way, every time we release a video, you'll be aware of it.